So my name is Samson. If you don't know me, I'm the CEO of JAN3, and we developed the AQUA wallet. You have to go over there. So maybe I'll give a quick intro first to JAN3. We're a Bitcoin technology company focused on accelerating Bitcoin adoption around the world. Our goal is to onboard the next billion people. And to do that, we do two things. We have a top-down initiative, which is engaging with governments, politicians, and regulators around the world. And then we also focus on grassroots adoption as well. So building tools and infrastructure that can support circular economies, support different initiatives in different countries around the world, and to get people using Bitcoin. But we have a very clear goal, which is to bring more people into the Bitcoin ecosystem. And AQUA is a critical part of our mission and a tool in our tool belt to do so. So what is the problem? Bitcoin offers freedom, but it's hard to use in everyday life. And there are about 2 billion people that are unbanked or underbanked around the world. That means they have no access to basic financial services that many people take for granted, like having a bank account or being able to participate in various things like equities, investing, whatnot. Wallets have traditionally been very complex, and the easier to use wallets are often custodial wallets. And that is a risk and is not taking full advantage of Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a bearer asset and people should be able to keep Bitcoin in their own wallet and under their own control. But the money is broken for a lot of people around the world. So just looking at the unbanked figures, you have Mexico with 63% of the population unbanked, Morocco, Peru, Egypt, Vietnam, the Philippines. But these are just some that we decided to highlight. But there are a lot of people around the world that simply cannot have a bank account. They don't have an address, they don't have a job, and they will never be in the financial system. So if you think about it from a very high level, it's almost like we have created a two-tier financial system. There's one tier for the privileged people that are allowed to have a bank account, and then everyone else cannot have a bank account. And I think Bitcoin solves this. But to get Bitcoin into people's hands, there has to be more things that we do to make it very, very accessible to ordinary people. And this is why we're building AQUA. We like to call it a Bitcoin super app. So it's a sovereign financial tool for individuals and a practical payment system for merchants. And it's a simple onboarding gateway for newcomers, as well as the nexus for developers and Bitcoin infrastructure. So when we first launched this, I think like 2 years, getting a year and a half ago, we didn't expect a lot of traction. We thought we'll put it out in the market and maybe we'll get a few hundred to 1,000 users and then we'll add more features. But actually, AQUA took off very quickly and people really liked using it because it gave them a lot of optionality and utility. So in AQUA, I guess the core functionality of the app is being able to swap from different assets to other assets. So you swap from Bitcoin to liquid Bitcoin. I'll talk more about liquid in a minute. And then once you're in liquid Bitcoin or layer 2, you can go to liquid Tether or USDT. But it's a very powerful system because you can kind of move your assets around and switch them as you need. But we believe that we believe in a world where everyone can control their money without banks, borders, or barriers. And this is the guiding principle for how we're building AQUA as a product. A bit about the team. There's me. We have Alexei Bragin. He's our CTO. Fred Forsberg, our Chief Product Officer. And we recently have a new head of AI, Tobias. He's in Argentina. But overall, the whole team is quite global. We have people in Thailand, I think like 5 in Thailand. Nobody in Japan yet, if anyone wants to join the team. Some in the US, some in Canada, a large cluster in Argentina as well. For some reason, we have a lot of Argentinian developers now, but we're kind of all over the place. Also India. So the reason why Bitcoin is our main focus is because Bitcoin is the only decentralized and permissionless immutable cryptocurrency. Basically, it's the only cryptocurrency. Everything else is a derivative of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is our primary focus. And Bitcoin is growing. So right now, we're not at all-time highs, but we're at 115,000. We're building on Liquid, as I mentioned. Liquid is a Bitcoin sidechain. And the total value on Liquid right now is in excess of $3 billion. That's including Liquid Bitcoin, which is at, I think, 4,100 coins now. And other assets are securities on Liquid and stable coins. And then the Lightning Network has been growing rapidly. It's a very popular topic, and it's talked about a lot. But actually, in Lightning, there's only 3,800 Bitcoins locked in the network. So it's smaller than Liquid at this time. But Liquid doesn't have the hype of marketing that Lightning does have. And I think it's like a secret superpower, actually, if you understand the benefit of Liquid. So Liquid is anchored to Bitcoin. And what you do is you peg in Bitcoin from the main chain into Liquid. And this is doable through AQUA. And once you have layer 2 Bitcoin, or Liquid Bitcoin, as we call it, then you can use that to facilitate Lightning payments. And what this gives you is a stable base. Because for most Lightning wallets, they're either custodial, and you're using a database as the core. And what you're doing is from the database, transacting through the Lightning Network kind of as an interoperability layer. And then if you're using a self-custodial Lightning wallet, like running your own Lightning node, then you have to do channel management, balancing, backing up, and it's a hot wallet. So it's a lot of complexity. So what we have done is build a wallet that's Liquid-based and Bitcoin main chain, and we abstract away a lot of the complexity to let you access Lightning through AQUA. But it's very powerful because it just works. So again, our goal is to onboard the next billion people. And that means simplicity is almost a prerequisite of that goal. People want control, not confusion. They want to manage their money in one place, not 10. Merchants want seamless tools that just work. They don't want to have to figure out how to run a Lightning node. And a lot of partners that we work with want scalable solutions that respect Bitcoin. But I guess the key message here is to reach the mass market, you really have to make a wallet super simple and easy to use. And one of the guiding principles for us is that, can your grandma use this wallet? Is it simple enough? And I think so far we're close, if not there. But what we want to be is to be known as the wallet that just works. AQUA just works. You get your Bitcoin in AQUA and you can do things with it, swap it, spend it, and it just functions without thinking about it. So again, we can receive Bitcoin, Liquid Bitcoin, USDT, swap instantly without any intermediary or sign up. And I'll talk about the Dolphin card, but you can fund a Visa card, and you can do so very privately. And we're actually rolling out something with BTC Pay, which is called the Samrock protocol, to make things even easier for merchants to link their BTC Pay server instance with AQUA. Another key thing that differentiates AQUA is that we've integrated and we highlight Tether very prominently in the app. So most Bitcoin wallets don't really focus on stablecoins. I think the Blink wallet has their own sort of stablecoin derivative called stable sats. But by and large, most Bitcoin wallets don't touch stablecoins like Tether. But for us, it's different. Because we want to onboard the next billion people, I think for us, Tether is an opportunity, because there are somewhere in the order of 500 million to 700 million Tether users around the world. And they've largely built their user base through altcoin rails. Like Tether is mostly transacted on Ethereum and Tron and Solana and other altcoin networks, because the altcoins have embraced stablecoins, but Bitcoin wallets, not so much. And we've changed that. And I think this shows that, well, actually, sorry, I missed the point. One of our largest user bases is in Brazil, and then another large user base is in Argentina. But in Latin America, a lot of people are using and rely on stablecoins in their daily life. So that is sort of a data point for us that we're on the right path by featuring stablecoins in AQUA. So you have that interoperability between Bitcoin and stablecoins, because for most of the developing world and the unbanked, they're looking towards stable coins. They're seeking dollar-denominated value. They're not necessarily looking for Bitcoin yet, but they'll find Bitcoin if they're using AQUA as their stablecoin wallet. So it's a big opportunity. And AQUA is sort of the gateway to the Bitcoin economy. So for a lot of people that use AQUA, they may be just using AQUA for stablecoins, but we feature Bitcoin as your savings account. And we have the ease of swapping into Bitcoin from stablecoins. So it's sort of the gateway from everything into Bitcoin. AQUA is designed for real people. It's used in circular economies worldwide. I think Bitcoin Berlin, a lot of people use it there in El Salvador. It can be used for remittances to family members, local businesses, NGOs, and orange pilling people. So another problem with orange pilling people is if you orange pill someone, you want to give them a little bit of Bitcoin. But then to do so with a non-custodial Lightning wallet, you'll need to open up a channel first or have them open up a channel. Or if it's custodial, then I think you're missing a bit of the point. So this is the sweet balance where you can get someone to install AQUA, send them $1 of sats, and they'll have their own Bitcoin on their own wallet. Behind the scenes, we have this thing called this is the wrong slide, but okay. We have a swap engine. So conceptually, what you can think of is you have on-chain Bitcoin, liquid Bitcoin, and liquid Tether, and you can swap up and down the Bitcoin stack. And then horizontally, from liquid Bitcoin or Layer 2, you can swap out atomically through Lightning via our partner Boltz. Then also from the stablecoin rail, you can go out and send to the altcoins, like all the different altcoin chains that support Tether. So you can also bring it into, so if you're in Latin America, someone wants to send you Tether on Tron, it'll convert to liquid Tether. And then on the other side is connected to the Dolphin card, which I'll talk about in a second, but that's a Visa card. So you can top up this Visa card with liquid Bitcoin or liquid USDT. So what this means is there's a lot of optionality and functionality. People that receive Bitcoin no longer have to worry about, well, how do I get out of Bitcoin? How do I spend Bitcoin? Because now you just spend it on a Visa card at, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of merchants around the world. So the Dolphin card is a new product that we've been building. It's currently in beta. I think we have 600 or so users right now just testing it. But it is a reloadable card. The reloadable card is not available in the US and Canada, but everywhere else, almost everywhere else in the world. And like I said before, you can fund it with Bitcoin, liquid Bitcoin, or USDT. And it works globally where Visa is accepted. So the first iteration is a virtual card, so you can link it up with Amazon, maybe Rakuten. I don't know if anyone's tested it yet, but you can just use it, and people use it to pay for Uber Eats, buying food, buying daily goods that they need to survive. And you just get it in AQUA. There's no sign-up process or anything. And then you top it up. And because Liquid has confidential transactions, you actually can't see, like, nobody knows how much you're topping up the card, except for the card provider. But there's no link to identify you. So it's a very private Visa card. So AQUA is the passport to financial inclusion. You can buy Bitcoin, you swap it, you can spend it, and you can link it up to a Visa card. Oh, there, my slides are mixed up. This was the slide I was looking at, but same idea. Yeah, this is kind of jumbled up. So these are just some numbers here. I think we haven't publicized them yet, but we have about 80,000 users, and we haven't aggressively marketed AQUA so far. In terms of total swap volume, we're at 193 million. So we can see, like, there is just a lot of utility in AQUA. People are swapping up and down the Bitcoin stack, and then horizontally out through other Tether chains and to Lightning. And yeah, we're hopeful that we'll continue growing. We've been working on a new UI revamp, and that should be coming out in the next month, hopefully. And then once that is out, we plan to localize. We'll probably localize to Japanese as well. And we have a number of marketing campaigns around the world to push it more aggressively. So short term, we're going to do the full launch of the Dolphin card. There's about 7,000 people waitlisted. So a lot of people really want the Dolphin card. We have the UI refresh. Then we'll have the non-reloadable Dolphin cards for the US and Canada. And then longer term, we have multi-wallet coming. So right now, AQUA is just one wallet, but you'll be able to create multiple wallets, and you'll be able to have multiple Dolphin cards as well in each wallet. We have lending as well in development. So the Dolphin card is, it runs on Visa rails. It's not a debit card. It runs on credit card rails. So it's much more powerful than debit. But when we have lending in place, you'll be able to borrow against your Bitcoin and then use that to top up your Dolphin card. So it becomes a real credit card. And this is quite powerful, I think, for the developing world. Of course, we'll have LN URL addresses coming. So everyone will be able to get, an @aqua.net Lightning address. So you can get Koji at aqua.net or Mandelduck at aqua.net. And then we also have in the works a VI ban. So for European people, they'll be able to buy Bitcoin directly in AQUA from their European bank accounts. So this is just a short snapshot, but we also have integrations locally in LATAM as well, Mexico, Brazil, but a lot of local connections. So a lot of utility where people can just use Bitcoin in daily life. So this is an interesting thing. There was a podcast that, or a conference that Michael Saylor was speaking at, but he was talking about what is the killer app for a Bitcoin wallet. And he says, I think it's a wallet that you can trust that will hold a large supply of currency like dollars. And I think this is not the exact quote, but he said something like, there is a spending account for maybe something like Tether. It's a Lightning wallet, Lightning app. And then there's a savings account in Bitcoin. And he said that's something that 8 billion people around the world would want. So hopefully we'll be able to get there and we can onboard 1 billion people. It's a very lofty goal, but somebody has to do it to get mass Bitcoin adoption. But we've been testing the waters on the ground. We send out people on the ground in Thailand, Nigeria, Czech Republic, Argentina, and we're just seeing if people are interested in AQUA and if it's useful for them. But hopefully we can actually reach this target, and we'll try a lot of unorthodox methods to get more Bitcoin adoption. So for example, in Argentina, we're in the last phases of radio advertisement. So we're trying to do different things that most Bitcoin companies and Bitcoin wallet developers have not tried yet. But the goal is to get to the mass market. This was a skip slide. Skipped. Yeah. So that's my presentation. And if you're on X, you can follow AQUA at AQUA Bitcoin. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samson. Let's take some questions.
Hey, Samson, thank you for presentation. Just curious, you guys support USDT on Liquid, or you also have Tron and Ethereum support as well in AQUA?
So AQUA at its base is a Liquid-based wallet. So it's Bitcoin on-chain and then Liquid, which is on sidechain. And Tether is a native asset in Liquid. So when you receive someone sending you Tron Tether, it's swapped into Liquid. And then when you're sending out, it's swapped out from Liquid USDT to the altcoin chain's Tether.
Oh, got it. I'm just curious how you swap from Liquid USDT to outchain USDT.
So there's two providers that we've integrated. One is SideShift and the other one is Changely. So behind the scene, they're doing the swap. And then for Lightning, it's through bolts.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, working with Changely closely. And what's your take on RGB? It just went mainnet, and so like a bunch of wallets integrating it, and USDT will come on it. Also, native Bitcoin. Curious, what do you think?
Yeah, I think RGB is good. Like I mentioned earlier, we're supporting it from my game project. But I think we'll probably work on some form of RGB integration, either through a swap, so swapping from Liquid to RGB, or maybe direct wallet integration. We'll see, but still further out. Our main focus is more on and off ramps, like being able to pay through PixPay in Brazil or things like that, local payment methods.
Got it. Yeah, then we should talk. I'm integrating RGB to wallets through thunderstack.org. Probably, yeah, maybe you heard about this. But anyway, thank you very much.
Thanks. Do you want a dolphin? Yeah. Pink or blue?
It's the pink.
Pink?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ちなみに質問あれば日本語でも代理書を多分翻訳してくれる人もいるので、はい。
Thank you. And I want to ask, is there any DID functionality in the AQUA wallet? Why yes or no?
So what functionality?
DID, decentralized identity.
No, there's no identity in AQUA. So there is a Jan3 account, and that's just linking to your email. So that's how we connect you to various services like buy Bitcoin services. And you can, so if you restore your wallet or you get a new phone, you can restore all those connections through your Jan3 account, but there is no DID.
So you are providing so many countries for the currency service. Well, so you didn't need the people to doing the KYC or anything else.
Well, in various countries, you do need to KYC, but that is optional. So AQUA's structure is very modular. So when you just download it and install it, there's no KYC, obviously, because it's just a wallet and it's your funds. But let's say you want to buy in Mexico. You go to the marketplace and you click buy, and then to buy something with fiat, you'll need to KYC with that provider or with Canada or wherever you are. But all the different KYC is for the different providers that we integrate. But AQUA itself is self-custodial, non-custodial, so there is no identity to it or no KYC to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Would you like a dolphin? Pink or blue? Blue. All right.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the liquid side chain, and I understand there is a LBTC. How is that pegged to the BTC? Like, what's the mechanism behind it?
What's the what?
LBTC is pegged to BTC itself, right?
Yes.
What's the pegging mechanism behind it?
So a side chain is basically anchored to Bitcoin. So when you peg Bitcoin into Liquid, you lock it up on the main chain by sending it to the federation. And then you unlock Liquid Bitcoin on the side chain and you get that into your wallet. So it's like a one-to-one relationship. And then if you want to exit the side chain, you do it through a swap provider, because to exit, you have to have a peg out authorization key. It's a security mechanism. So like for us, we use SideSwap to facilitate that peg out. So you basically convert your Liquid Bitcoin and then you get Bitcoin back from SideSwap on the main chain.
When you mentioned a federation approving it, is this federation like a decentralized network of nodes approving this, or?
Well, the Liquid Federation is made up of primarily exchanges and businesses. Like we're a member of the federation as well. So in terms of the sidechain itself, it's secured by 15 functionaries. That's kind of like, I guess you in Ethereum world, they call them validators or something, but they're the ones that are producing the blocks of the sidechain. And they're mostly exchanges.
Is there any plans to expand? And you said there's 15 right now, right? So yeah, are there any like plans for expansion?
Maybe, but that's not really a priority, because like I think the way that Liquid views it is like a federation is centralized. You know who the federation members are. You kind of know who the functionary operators are too, and there's no need to pretend it's decentralized.
Got it. Thank you.
Did you want a dolphin? Blue?
I also appreciate your fantastic presentation. Allow me to ask one question. And I will be appreciated if you could share the interoperability or compatibility of AQUA, including its scalability with other such as Bitcoin ecosystem or other what is called legacy ecosystem.
So like what kind of legacy ecosystem? Can you give
such as Swift or what is called credit card?
Well, I mean, their scalability is quite good, I would say, because you have the layer 2 part of the wallet, and you can pay over Lightning. So you're not bound by on-chain congestion. And I guess the interoperability with Swift is, that would be through one of the providers that we integrate, but we're not the direct provider. We're more of a technology platform that is integrating different providers. So I guess, I don't know about Swift, but what's the mechanism in the US for bank account top up? In Europe, it's SEPA, ACH, yeah. So we are working with a provider in the US that can do ACH, but yeah, it's up to each provider to offer these things, and we can integrate them into AQUA.
Thank you.
Thanks. Did you want a dolphin? Blue? Thank you. Any other?
Yes, one more. Thanks, Samson, for the presentation. It was actually really good.
Thanks.
Unexpectedly. I just wanted to ask, the visa, was it supposed to be private? Did I understand it correctly?
Yeah, so it's quite private. You just need to sign up with your email, and then you get the Visa card. And when you're topping up, you can top up over with Liquid. So Liquid transactions are confidential. So that's just the property of the Liquid network. All the transactions are confidential. So when I send you a Liquid transaction, you can't really, you can only see the asset type, but you can't see the amount that I send you. So it's a very private system.
Yes, but how is it possible, since to spend on a Visa card, the liquid asset has to be converted into the regular currency, right? And to convert into regular currency, there's probably going to be a KYC step, or does it work in some other way? I'm just thinking how to avoid KYC in the process of using Visa card and kind of getting from liquid to...
You KYC with your email. So that is the KYC. And then when you top it up, like let's say you top up with Liquid Bitcoin, the provider that we've integrated, they just accept that, and then they convert it to dollars. So the card balance is in dollars. And of course, if you top up with Liquid Tether, then there's no conversion. It's just one-to-one.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Did you want a dolphin? You're good? Okay.
Samson, I have a question, actually. I know that you've met with at least one Japanese politician. I was wondering if you could share anything from that conversation, or your general read on Japanese politicians and Bitcoin.
That's not an AQUA question. Yeah, we met with a few last time. I can't remember all the names, but Satoshi Hamada was one. I remember because the name is Satoshi. But the general understanding, I think, is not that deep. It's more of a superficial understanding. And we spend somewhere in the range of 45 minutes to an hour speaking with them. And we have a presentation, and then we open up for questions. So it's sort of like a personalized one-on-one podcast with politicians. And hopefully we can get them to understand a bit, but it's just repetition, and you just kind of keep talking about Bitcoin. And this trip, we have a few more meetings too. Questions?
Good afternoon. Sorry for arriving late. Maybe you said something about it already, but as I understand, it's a part of a federation, the AQUA, and so you are accepting on-chain, off-chain transactions, but you are receiving Bitcoin, I'm assuming. And so in which case you are running your own nodes, you're running your own infrastructure as well, I'm assuming. Is it on a Bitcoin core, or what is that you're using? I guess I want to say.
Like the back end, right? So it's a light wallet. The back end is Electrum server, and we're using Blockstream right now. So I think Blockstream is probably using Bitcoin Core behind the scenes. But one of the things we're trying to do is let you switch your Electrum server. So you'll be able to pick Blockstream, mempool perhaps, and we might run our own infrastructure, in maybe 6 months' time. So you'll be able to select who the provider is in the back end.
Very hands-on trying to experience you're trying to provide.
Sorry,
A very hands-on experience you're trying to provide.
any hands-on experience?
You're trying to provide a hands-on experience.
Well, we want some level of customizability too. Also, just for durability, right? Sometimes Blockstream servers are down, so that's more useful that you can switch to another one.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Did you want a dolphin?
Thank you.
All right, I think with that, we'll go to the next speaker as we are pushing time.
Okay. Thank you very much.